been crowned champion because he's battled through everything, and he's going to battle through this. It's the only way this guy is wired, man.
From locker room tension to pop culture chaos, this story has everything. Football heartbreak, family feels, and Swiftie-level analysis. First up, Travis Kelce finds himself under fire after a rough Titans loss, with his post-game silence stirring plenty of noise. Then, Kelce finally opens up about Patrick Mahomes' devastating ACL injury, and the emotions hit hard.
Obviously, we lost our quarterback, man. Patty Mahomes, our guy, our brother, our fearless leader, our face of the franchise.
After that, Jason Kelce steps in with some perfectly vague hints about his role in Travis and Taylor's upcoming wedding.
Tell if there is one or anything like that. I've been given no details on that front.
And then, attention shifts to why Swift skipped the Titans game altogether. Finally, Swifties zoom all the way out, dissecting Andrea Swift's glowing Eras Tour documentary comments and what they might really say about Travis and Taylor's past.
So earnest. I thought it was the sweetest thing in the world that he came to your show. Yeah. He brought you something from your world. Yeah.
Things feel a little spicy in Kansas City right now, and not the fun tailgate kind, more like the who forgot to salt the fries kind. Travis Kelce, usually the loud, lovable heartbeat of the Chiefs, suddenly went low battery mode after another brutal loss, and people definitely noticed. The Chiefs' late-season stumble already had fans stress scrolling, but Kelce keeping a low profile after losses turned the volume way up on the chatter. After the Chiefs dropped a head-scratcher to the Titans, yes, that Titans team, insiders say Kelce skipped his usual post-game media responsibilities again. Technically, players are supposed to face reporters after games, even when the vibes are trash and the locker room feels like a funeral. Kelce didn't show, didn't chat, didn't do the whole accountability tour, and that rubbed some people the wrong way. The league reportedly chose not to fine him after the last couple of no-shows, but sources suggested that patience isn't unlimited when patterns start forming. Some reporters weren't thrilled. One Chiefs beat writer openly questioned whether Kelce would ever talk after a loss, basically predicting a no-show before it even happened. Others piled on, saying a team leader should own the moment, especially when the season is falling apart. But of course the internet did its thing and split right down the middle. Plenty of fans jumped to Kelce's defense, pointing out that he usually talks later in the week and breaks down games on his podcast anyway, just minus the sweaty shoulder pads and awkward questions. League insiders quietly pointed out that repeated absences can lead to fines if the media starts making noise, and historically that's how these things escalate. Sometimes everyone looks the other way, sometimes they don't. Hovering over all of this is the big unspoken question: is this the end of the Kelce era? He came back this season clearly fueled by unfinished business after the Super Bowl blowout, but instead got a nightmare run. And while Kelce tried to keep the spotlight on finishing strong, the football gods decided to flip the table completely by taking Patrick Mahomes out of the picture in the most brutal way possible. Kelce and Mahomes have basically been football soulmates since 2018, the kind of duo that made defenses cry, coordinators age prematurely, and Chiefs fans feel wildly spoiled. Together they turned Kansas City into a Super Bowl factory, stacking appearances and rings like it was casual work, with Mahomes slinging lasers and Kelce catching everything within a 5-mile radius. That chemistry made this season's derailment sting even more. The vibe had already been off after the Chiefs were knocked out of the playoff contention for the first time in over a decade, and then came the Chargers game, which somehow managed to make everything worse. Late in the game, Mahomes took a hit while throwing, and insiders described the moment as instantly chilling. The diagnosis confirmed every fan's nightmare: torn ACL and LCL in his left leg. Surgery the next day, season over. Just like that, the Chiefs' heartbeat flatlined. Kelce didn't face reporters afterward, and it wasn't about dodging questions, it was about sheer devastation. The locker room reportedly felt heavy, quiet, and unreal, like everyone was waiting for someone to say it was a prank. A few days later, Kelce finally opened up on his podcast, and it was raw, emotional, and very unfiltered. He described the injury as surreal and gut-punching, the kind of freak moment that doesn't feel real until it absolutely is. He made it clear Mahomes wasn't just a quarterback, but a warrior, the kind of guy wired to fight through anything.
He's been crowned champion because he's battled through everything, and he's going to battle through this. It's the only way this guy is wired, man. He's a warrior, man. I'm telling you, this guy's played through everything, battled through everything.
And Kelce fully believed Mahomes would attack rehab the same way he attacked defenses.
He's a fearless warrior when it comes to this football thing, and he's going to make sure that he comes back stronger than ever. And
there's still uncertainty about when Mahomes will be back. Early 2026 is the hopeful target, but nothing is guaranteed with injuries like this. In the meantime, the Chiefs pivot to backup quarterback Gardner Minshew, who now gets the keys while Kansas City tries to stop a 3-game skid.
Respected anybody I play with more. I've never seen anybody I play with give so much of themselves to the team. And to not get the results is hard. But I have more confidence in him than anybody to come back and be better than ever.
And while KC scrambles to steady itself and stop the skid, the Kelce family drama suddenly switches lanes from emotional football chaos to full-blown wedding season energy. Yes, because life comes at you fast, and now Travis isn't just navigating a rough stretch on the field, he's also prepping for what insiders are already calling the Celebrity Wedding Olympics. Enter big brother Jason Kelce, who is very much expected to be involved, even if he's playing it like a man who knows he talks too much when given secrets. Jason popped up on morning TV looking relaxed, smiling, and absolutely refusing to spill a single useful detail about his role in Travis and Taylor's upcoming I Do moment. Everyone assumes he'll be the best man, mostly because he's done it before, and because who else would survive that speech slot without combusting under Swiftie pressure? But Jason stayed intentionally vague, suggesting that if there's a speech, a surprise, or some chaotic Kelce-style moment planned, it's firmly under wraps. He's just happy to show up, support, and not accidentally leak the guest list to the internet.
Tell if there is one or anything like that. I've been given no details on that front. Okay. However I'm involved, I'll be happy to be, and I'm just happy for those two.
Behind the jokes, the Kelce brothers are tight. Jason previously stood beside Travis at a wedding, and their bond has always been less NFL rivalry and more ride-or-die siblings who roast each other but would also run through a wall together. Fans picked up on Jason's evasiveness immediately, flooding social media with theories that the family is keeping him on a strict information diet because secrets and Jason Kelce apparently don't coexist peacefully. The consensus online seems to be that the less Jason knows, the safer the surprise. And while the Kelce family keeps wedding secrets on lockdown tighter than a playoff playbook, fans also start asking the other burning question, where exactly is Taylor Swift on game day? During the Chiefs' road trip to Tennessee, Swift is noticeably absent from the stands, and yes, Swifties clocked it within minutes. She had shown up recently at a home game, surrounded by family and familiar faces, but when the team heads to Nashville, even with Swift owning property nearby, there's no sign of her slipping into a suite or waving from the sidelines. This isn't about drama, distance, or anything remotely messy. It's mostly about safety, logistics, and keeping things chill in an environment she can fully control. Swift has been intentionally low-key this season, and that strategy shows up everywhere. She doesn't make flashy arrivals, she avoids being splashed all over broadcasts, and she's rarely caught on camera unless absolutely unavoidable. The days of constant cutaways are gone, replaced by a stealth mode approach that keeps the focus on football and not on the world's most famous pop star cheering in slow motion. Away games have been a no-go for a while now. Traveling crowds, unfamiliar stadiums, unpredictable security setups, and tens of thousands of phones all pointed in one direction make things complicated fast. Swift reportedly prefers venues she knows inside and out, where security teams have already done a deep dive and she can move without causing a minor earthquake. Home games check all those boxes. Road games, not so much. Despite the Chiefs being out of the playoff picture, Swift has still shown support where she can, sticking to safer, controlled environments and keeping things understated. This quieter presence is very much intentional and not a sign of disengagement. If anything, it's about balance. She's supporting Kelce without turning every Sunday into a traveling concert tour with shoulder pads. Kelce, meanwhile, has 2 games left, both circled on the calendar. One is a Christmas home matchup, which immediately has fans wondering if Swift might pop up again like a festive plot twist. Kelce's mindset is locked in, focused on finishing strong, playing hard and keeping the standard intact even with the season derailed. He's leaned into the idea of integrity, effort, and showing up for his teammates no matter what the standings say. And while Swift stays strategically low on game days, the internet immediately redirects its binoculars to her mom, because of course it does. The Eras Tour documentary drops its latest episodes, and suddenly Andrea Swift is the main character, the internet's new favorite auntie, and unofficial president of the Travis Kelce fan club. Swifties dive in like it's a true crime documentary, pausing, rewinding, and over-analyzing every warm, proud, mom energy comment Andrea makes about Kelce, and wow, did they have thoughts. Fans were especially struck by how openly Andrea seemed to adore Kelce. She reportedly talked about noticing headlines when Kelce showed up to Taylor's show and quietly doing what moms do best: background checks, vibes checks, and family-approved recon missions.
I'm looking at the headlines of perusing around what's on the internet, and I see that this guy came to your show and he brought a friendship bracelet and wants to meet you. And so, of course, I call up my resident expert on Kansas City Chiefs, my cousin Robin, and I go, tell me about this guy named Travis Kelce.
Andrea framed Kelce as earnest, genuine, and almost aggressively wholesome, which in Swiftie terms is basically the highest honor. The way she described him had fans clutching their pearls and typing essays, because the tone was noticeably softer and more enthusiastic than how past relationships were ever discussed.
And she goes, oh my God, he's the nicest guy. And you know what? He really loves his mom. So earnest. I thought it was the sweetest thing in the world that he came to your show.
Yeah.
He brought you something from your world.
Yeah.
To me, that really said a lot.
Naturally, comparisons flew. Swifties immediately lined this up against Taylor's previous romances, especially the long private relationship with Joe Alwyn. Andrea's advice to Taylor about trying something different was interpreted by fans as a subtle but firm mom-coded nudge, the kind that sounds gentle but carries weight. Not a diss, not a drag, just a very polite emotional pivot.
He's really cute.
You said something to the effect of, like, you gotta start doing something different.
And yes, the internet decided this was basically a verdict wrapped in a cardigan. Andrea's warmth toward Kelce felt intentional, like she genuinely appreciated how openly happy he is and how much joy he brings into Taylor's orbit. Fans latched onto the idea that Andrea sees Kelce as a breath of fresh air after years of quieter, more reserved dynamics. The contrast became meme fuel instantly. Suddenly, Andrea Swift is being credited as the ultimate vibe curator, steering her daughter towards someone who laughs loud, loves harder, and shows up without making things complicated. That's all for this video, folks. We'll see you next time.